So we are now live, and it cuts over to Andy.
Good evening. Welcome to Union Star Lounge. I'll first of all introduce myself. I'm Andy Allen. I'm the Master of Union Star Lodge, and I will be the host for this evening's repartee, whatever you want to call it. So who are we going to have on first?
Jeff.
Jeff? I can only see me, Chris, so far.
Okay, so why don't we go to you and Jeff?
Evening, Jeff.
Hi, everybody. Jeff Taccetta here from Honeoye Falls-Lima High School. I'm one of the reading specialists in the school, but I also have the honor of being one of the class of 2020 advisors, along with Mrs. Sarah Harvey, who works in the main office of the high school. Glad to be here tonight.
Glad to have you along. So tell us a little about yourself and a little about what you would like to talk about tonight.
Let's go downstairs.
Sure.
Downstairs.
So, like I said, I am one of the reading specialists at the high school, so I'm a teacher. I've been in Honeoye Falls-Lima at the high school for about 5 years now. It's been a fantastic ride for me. I've been really enjoying myself at the school and learning more about the community, learning more about the school, and really just having a good time. For the last 3.5 years, almost 4 years, I've been the class advisor for the class of 2020. My role in that position is to help facilitate plans between the class officers and the class as a whole with the school, and to make sure that these students get everything that they need to make these things happen. Some of these things include different fundraising events. We had a lot of plans this year for senior year, including a class trip, class breakfast, graduation plans, so on and so forth. I'll get into that in a couple of minutes here. But it's been a lot of fun working with this group of young adults as they transition to the end of high school and move on to bigger and better things in life. So my main reason for being here on the show tonight, and I want to say thank you guys for having me, is to give everybody an update about graduation and what the plan is. As many of you know that are involved in the community, our graduation is usually towards the end of June after school is completed. And we do that at RIT, the Rochester Institute of Technology. As of right now, with the COVID-19 impacting virtually everything that the school district is doing, our current plan, we've got 4 different plans in place in the event that things go awry and RIT cancels. So our first plan, Plan A, is that as of today, we are still planning on doing our graduation at RIT at 2:30 p.m. on June 28th, which is a Sunday. Until further notice, that's the plan that is in place. My advisor, my class advisors, the school administration, and district administration have all been working very closely with RIT to make sure that this is still a go, and we have not heard otherwise. So that's the plan. Plan B would be a graduation ceremony over at the Dollard Field Turf, which is the stadium over there at the high school. It's certainly big enough to equip whatever we need for graduation, including audio and video feeds if we need to, and plenty of spacing for appropriate social distancing protocol. In the event that RIT does cancel, that would be the first plan that we have. Our Plan C is probably the least popular amongst our student body, especially our seniors and our class officers. And that plan would include graduates and their families coming to the high school. They would walk across the stage in our auditorium and receive their diploma. They would be donning their cap and gown and any other regalia that they would need for the end of the year there. And they would receive their diploma. Photographs would be taken of the student receiving their diploma, and I'm assuming with their family too. I don't think the details have been hammered out yet. And then once all of that is complete, all of the pictures and videos taken would be then put into a sort of virtual graduation plan that the school district would be putting together. So that's the second plan, and that would take place on June 18th and 19th, meaning students would come to the school, do the different events that they need to, and then we would put the video out at a later date, depending on how long that takes. And then the last plan that we have, or Plan D, if you will, would be a car parade through Mendon, Honeoye Falls, and Lima. So as of right now, from the high school standpoint, that's currently where we are at. Again, I'd like to reiterate that until further notice, our graduation will be at RIT at 2:30 p.m. on June 28th. And as details come out, I'm hoping over the next couple of weeks I can give you guys more details about how that's going to look, the number of people that are going to be allowed in the stadium there, and so on and so forth.
RIT sounds like a good place to do it as well, with all the real estate they have there. So it should give you a little bit more leeway for some classification of social distancing. Although I do believe that we're already, I think I heard today that they've authorized that we go into phase 2 immediately today.
Last I heard, Governor Cuomo had delayed it a little bit. I think it's some murky waters right now in terms of what is open and what's not. Obviously, as a school district, we would be in phase 4, I believe, and I might be wrong on that. But like you said, RIT has a lot of seats. I was a part of the graduation last year, and typically the HFL class, the graduating class, usually has about 3,000 to 3,500 attendees, and that includes the students, staff involved, and then families that come in. So the stadium at RIT seats 15,000. So you can certainly put a few seats in between families and people to make sure that social distancing is being adhered to.
Yeah, so because there shouldn't be any problem keeping family groups together.
Right, as long it's you're saying like you go to the golf course, you can ride in a cart if you're in the same household. So I'm assuming that RIT would probably honor that too. You're not going to separate mother and child by a couple seats, because that's not going to end well for anybody.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the timing we have here, but
why don't you go to Kelly now, because she's got to leave at 8.
She's got to leave at 8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, bring Kelly on, and then we can if we've got time, we can go back to Jeff.
Okay, Jeff's got to head out too, I think so.
Yep, and I'll be back next week too, so hopefully I'll have some firmer details, and then I'll have a little bit more time next week so we can chat a little bit more about question stuff. So thank you for having me, Andy.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Have a great evening and a good weekend. Take care. Kelly? Or was it Kelly or Shelley?
It's Kelly. Kelly Paganelli.
It's Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Well, the show is all yours. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you would like to actually talk about with regards to the class of 2020. I believe you're also the librarian.
I work at the Mendon Public Library.
You work at the Mendon Public Library as well. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and what are the highlights of some of the things that you've done, especially in this last school year pre-pandemic.
Okay, well, we were getting ready before the pandemic hit to have a really great summer reading program. We get support from one of the speakers you have tonight, Deric West, and Honeoye Falls Marketplace and Mendon Meadows Marketplace. And we had a great a lineup of performers that were going to give all kinds of cultural events at the library this summer. But because of the pandemic, we had to cancel all those events. And we're reworking the summer reading program so that we can still keep everyone reading, but give them other options and ideas for how to enjoy the summer when we can't gather in large groups at the library. The library right now is just beginning to open. We did a soft opening this week of curbside book pickup, and we got a really good response for that. It opens in full this coming Monday, and people can either call or email their book wish list to the library, and our staff is really excited to start getting the books out to the public again. So they're going to try to fulfill those orders as quick as possible and get in touch with the people that want the books and hopefully get them their books within 48 hours. And we hope to run this service effectively for at least a couple of weeks, and we're hopeful we can open our doors to the public sometime soon, this summer, hopefully.
Good luck with that. I hope so as well. The sooner we can, the better. So how long have you been at that Mendon Library?
I've worked there for about 10 years now, I think, and we've got some great students that help us out that are wonderful volunteers. A couple of them are graduating seniors, and we're really going to miss them. They've put on programs for us. They've helped clean books for us. One of our graduating seniors is creating some Adirondack chairs and a picnic table for us as a gift before she leaves for college. The other one created some great STEM programs for us as part of her. These are both part of their Girl Scout Gold Awards. So that's been really wonderful. And we'll miss those ladies, but we have another group of seniors that graduated last year, and they still want to be involved at the library. So it's a really great place to connect with the community, and we're missing the public at the library. It's not the same as an empty building as it was when we had the people there.
Oh, well, let me know when everything comes back up again, because you talk about cultural events.
Yeah,
Are we
so
talking
each
just
summer,
American or worldwide?
so each summer they have a theme for the summer reading, and this summer reading's theme is folk tales and fantasy. So what we had is we had different weeks we had set up to have different cultural events to kind of tie in with different countries and their fairy tales and their fantasy stories. And we had some African groups coming to perform. We had a Chinese American woman who was performing. We had Ganondagan coming over to do some storytelling. And unfortunately, we had to cancel all those events because we can't have large groups in the library right now. But we're still encouraging people to engage with the folktale and fantasy idea and kind of participate in their own way by doing creating their own dances, or we're providing recipes every week that tie in the ideas that are, culturally relevant. So different things like that. We're trying to get creative to get people excited.
Well, let me know when it starts up again. As you can hear from my accent, I am somewhat distantly shored originally. I'm Scottish, so and I also happen to be president of the Rochester Scottish Heritage Society. So we have we do functions as well. One of my big things is the poetry side of things, especially Robert Burns. So and the like, and obviously Sir Walter Scott was also not just a novelist, but he was also a poet, believe it or not. So if you ever do anything with that way inclined, I have access to pipers, drummers. I myself am a Highland dancer, so we could probably assist in some way with something cultural from Scotland.
That would be awesome. Thank you. You'll be hearing
All right,
from us.
that's not a problem. Yeah, just let me know. Chris
So-
has got all my details, so you can get hold of me through Chris. And of course, as I say, I'm the master of the lodge at the moment in Honeoye Falls, Union Star Lodge. So be more than willing to help out in any way we can. Okay.
Great. Thank you very much, and thank you for having this program. And Chris, thank you for your work. And stay well, everybody. See you back at the library.
Thank you for being with us tonight. Take care.
Okay.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.
And I believe now we have Deric.
Hi, Andy. Good to be with you.
All right. So
My name.
tell us a little bit about yourself and why why you're happy to be on here tonight. What you have to offer, basically.
Well, I think I'm thrilled to be on to be able to, I think, to talk a little bit about the class of 2020 and some of the underclasses, just because as a supermarket owner in Honeoye Falls and in Mendon, we've had the privilege of employing quite a few high school students from around the area. The majority of them come from the HFL school district. And, the last 14 weeks, I think, have really illustrated, the courage, the commitment to the community, the resiliency, and just the amount of compassion and care that the senior class, the junior class, the sophomore class, and the freshman class have treated the customers of our stores with. And that transfers in, basically how they treated the community, as we've gone through this crisis together. Our businesses really would not have been able to serve the community, to provide nourishment, to provide the essential products that we've been able to do if it wasn't for the assistance that we received from the class of 2020 and the other HFL students. I really think the leadership and the resiliency that they learned, over their time at HFL has really been tantamount to, their ability to really be leaders throughout this crisis in our community. And we appreciate what they've done very much.
Yeah. Any in the last year with the students that have been working there, any highlights you would like to sort of share with us? Any special moments?
I think there's always a lot of special moments in terms of the students that are working with us are they're well known from the standpoint of they have families in the community, they have groups of friends. So I think they really bring a sense of family to our supermarkets when someone comes in from the outside, and a lot of people stop me and say, boy, everyone's so friendly, everyone's so nice, smiling. And I really get a sense that that everyone's really a good neighbor to each other. And I think that the high school students really bring that sense to the store because of just their outgoingness and they're wanting to do a good job and to really be a pillar of the community and be reflective of the community, what it's looking for, and the friendliness and the closeness we have as a group here.
Yeah, I have obviously I have shopped there, even though I live in Farmington. Whenever I come across, I do shop in your store, and also we for some of our Masonic functions we have obviously got produce from your store. It's always been from the I think it was Ken Hecker has been the main guy that's gone in there, but we have I guess an account with you and whatever else, and it's always been a pleasure to work with your staff there. So thank you, and thank you for the support you've given us, Union Star Lodge. So
we appreciate all the groups like yours in the community that have really made Honeoye Falls, Lima, and Mendon the special place that it is. I think it's interesting when you go back and talk about the class of 2020. I can remember when they came in as kindergartners, I was volunteering on the program budget advisory committee for HFL. And we talked so much about how this class of 2020, how technology and how their experience in school was going to be so vastly different from their predecessors because of the times that they were living in. And I think it's ironic that they did have an exposure to technology, but the things that are missed the most are those traditional things of high school, the prom, the graduation ceremony, all those things that would put people in a room together or that would gather people in a room are what everyone is longing for. And while the technology has been spectacular, we've made great advancements from kindergarten to 12th grade, the people side of it is still what everyone is looking for. And I just find that to be, quite a contrast in what we thought was going to be the most important thing to what has been the most important thing as we've gone through this. Are you still with me, Andy? I'm sorry if I lost you.
Yeah, I'm back again. You hear me now? I don't know.
I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. As I say, that that actual one-on-one and that group socializing can't be replaced with the technological socializing of, you know, social media and things like that. It's good for distance communication, whatever else, but as you say, they've lost out on that actual physical contact, I guess, in some ways, if we can use it morally, where they can have group contact and group social events where, you know, they all participate and things like that. That can never be replaced by technology. So that's great. Thank you for your input on this. Hopefully, you know, things will get back to normal soon, and we will be able to be more sociable, physically and in person. The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. It's much more fun. So, but thank you, and thank you for all you do for the community as well, Deric.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on. And I just want to say congratulations to the class of 2020. You know, the places you're going to go and the things you're going to achieve are going to be spectacular. So congratulations.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, they're going to be our future. So, you know, we're leaving the world in safe hands with the class of 2020 and beyond. So,
from what I've seen over the past 14 weeks with a sampling of the class, I think the world is in good hands with these folks.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Deric.
All right. Thanks for having me on. Take care.
Okay. So, Chris?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Show your face.
All right. So, looks like, yes, I'm here. And can you hear
but
me?
I can't see you.
You don't have to see
me.
No.
I'd just like to hear from you. I mean, you're the one who's been the technical genius behind all of this. I would like to hear a few words from you about, hey, the class of 2020, and you know, how you feel about what we're doing and what are the next steps over the next few weeks.
Well, I think that probably most people were interested in hearing from other people, not necessarily me.
Yeah.
And I haven't really designed this to show my face on the show at this point. I didn't have that preset. Everything else that you saw on here was preset, so all the mistakes are mine. And this is the first time I've ever done one of these things, produced a show like this. I can guarantee you that next week will be extremely more exciting and better. We're going to have an intro, and we're going to have probably a better outro than you're about to see. So I've invited everyone to a tune-in next week.
So the plan is same time next week, 7:30, Saturday night, which will be the 6th.
Yeah, I think it's the 6th. Yeah, I'm pretty
the
sure
6th,
it's
Saturday
the
6th. Night, the 6th of June at 7:30. We will do another show with some more guests, and then I guess we're planning that. That's the 6th. Then we have another one on the 13th, the 20th, culminating on the 27th, I believe, with an extended show.
An extended show. That will be our graduation party.
Okay. And hopefully we will hear from some of the class of 2020.
That's what we're hoping. We're working with Jeff on that. So we'll see.
Right. And we have no more guests tonight.
Well, we're past our half-hour mark, so we can pretty much close it up.
So I just wanted to say thank you to Jeff, thank you to Kelly, thank you for Deric for your participation in tonight's event. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. Thank you, Chris, for running this. Everybody who is watching, have an enjoyable weekend, and we will see you next week.
Ken, hold on, Ken. I got to